Don't miss Hot Fleet Philly. Spiky Bits. Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. Rob Baer with you again today with Austin Wingfield in the studio from the Wobbly Modelers, showcasing this beautiful custom Tyranid army with you. Hey man, this army looks good.
Thank you.
What's in it?
Hey man, we'll break it down. Well, you see there's a Flyrant over here. We've got 30 Gaunts-ish. There's some Hive Guard.
Some.
Yeah,
12.
12. There's a Neurothrope there, keeping them all, fearless. Obviously, we've got Moloch, some of the coolest models in the game, in my opinion, really drew me to this army, and I love running them. Second Flyrant there. As you guys can see with these Flyrants, they actually have 2 extra limbs. You may not be used to seeing.
Oh yeah, because they don't have the sockets on them normally, right?
Right, so we actually put the extra arms so I can run them as whatever I want. So they can kind of be whatever they want. And then, obviously, we all play the Cult here, so you've got a Cult detachment with Gene Stealers. And you may recognize some of these Gene Stealers are not the normal ones.
Yeah, those are what, Space Hulk, aren't they?
Space Hulk ones. So
nice.
They did work out okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to like them, but I think they work out. They actually look dynamic and kind of make it look more unique than just your stereotypical Gene Stealer model.
So now you have a commission painting studio called the Wobbly Modelers.
Yep,
as well.
Wobbly Modelers.
How convenient.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good branding.
Yeah, thank you. You can find us on Facebook, shoot us an email, my phone's on there if you guys are interested. But this is actually a commission that is it's called our Wobbly Standard. This is basically middle of the pack, pretty affordable. We priced it out pretty well, but as you can see, I think it looks gorgeous.
Yeah. It's got both airbrushing and brushwork, which you can see here, like all the joints and everything are done in those Hive Guard. It looks like there's some work on the carapace too, and all the teeth. Yeah, you guys use brushes. I like it.
Yes, thank you. So obviously Hive Guard are included, but everything here was done really well by Josh Kinder, one of our senior painters with the Wobbly Modelers. Hive Fleet Philly is what we've deemed this Hive Fleet. Obviously, that midnight green is supposed to represent that kind of unique, Philadelphia Eagles color that you get. Obviously, I'm an Eagles fan myself, so that's kind of the inspiration for the paint scheme. They go good with the snow. I think it turned out pretty damn cool.
Yeah, tealish colors are always good. So this is all the same standard, basically everything base coated with some, looks like you got some crackle on there, so a couple basing elements and highlights as well as fades. Absolutely.
So this basically will check off the majority of your checklist for painting rubric for any tournament or format that you get. Maybe it would take another week. We have a higher standard. It's called Best in Class, where this would really, you start seeing those conversions that you've seen from us before and really standout models. But this is your basic, we're going to max out a paint rubric, and you're going to be in competition for best overall if you can put some battle points at a tournament with an army like this.
It turns out hobbying is a thing now, so get your painted models done either way yourself, or obviously there's plenty of studios out there, right? So this is also a list. Now I noticed there isn't 7 Hive Tyrants, so I don't know what kind of list this is.
Yeah, that list is no longer available. This is my list, actually. I ran it recently at an event in North Carolina. I'll be running it here, hopefully at Nova, a version of this. But I'll walk you through it. We love Chronos for our Hive Guard, obviously rerolling ones. So you have a Chronos battalion there. 30 Gaunts as your troop choices. 2 HQs is a Hive Tyrant with the double DACA and the Neurothrope. And then obviously 12 Hive Guard. Round out a battalion. 5 CP now, so that's really why we're taking it.
Nice.
We're getting all that CP that we need. Hive Guard shoot twice. Obviously, they're blind, if you can't tell. Hive Guard don't need line of sight. They work out really well in an ITC format where bottom level of ruins block line of sight. We're dealing with Nova terrain where there's giant walls in the center. Hive Guard really thrive in a heavy terrain table. So auto include in competitive lists, I think, for Tyranids right now. I love Kraken, best relic, obviously. So my Warlord generally is Kraken Hive Tyrant. He has a different number of chins than his compadre and more snow on the base, if you were wondering how I can tell them apart. there are some unique differences between some of the models, where this is my Kraken Flyrant. Obviously, Kraken Relic is -1 to hit, so he's a little tougher to kill, and once he gives him feel no pain, he becomes, you know, almost like a Magnus, really tough to deal with. -1 to hit, 4-up invulnerable, 5-up feel no pain. Pretty tough to bring him down. And then he's bringing his buddies 3 Kraken Molochs. People think that Molochs got, you know, nerf batted, so to say, in that FAQ that came out because they can't pop up turn 1 anymore.
Oh, no.
Right? So, for me, I don't take them because they're good. They're actually probably not very good, but they are incredible at scoring and playing the missions at ITC.
Oh, yeah, getting the ones in each quarter and
right?
recon,
so recon is great for it. They can hide, pop up on objectives. What's great is they pop up an inch away from you on an objective, and then I shoot you off that objective with a Hive Guard. And I get that objective.
Don't they do mortal wounds as well?
And that's just for free, right?
For free.
I'm just taking them to play the mission. By the way, they have a unbelievable mortal wound potential to actually participate in killing you. So I'm loving Kraken. Obviously, they can fall back and charge. They can do some tricks. So pretty much like running 3 of those. And then I don't bring a list without Genestealer Cult is the 3rd detachment. My favorite, Supreme Command, 2 Magnus, Primus, and a fatty squad of Genestealers. So, guess what they can do?
Pop up anywhere and take your stuff over?
Anywhere. So obviously the psychic power is some of the best in the game. You've seen it on the Long War Battle reports. Mind control is obviously incredible power. You get to steal people.
So good.
So good. You know, when people bring in large models, it's good to take them over.
And they said the targeting for guns and stuff does not, targeting characters doesn't pertain in the psychic phase, right?
That is correct. It really kind of abusive, right?
Right. But you also don't get bonuses to shooting in the psychic phase either.
Correct. So there are some things, but that's a really good power. Obviously, not allowing you to overwatch is generally what we do for these guys, but the Primus is the trick here. There's a stratagem we're using in Chapter Approved that's allowing this unit ambushing with the Primus. They roll 3 dice on the ambush, and he allows you to re-roll that. So basically, 6 dice are coming at you, looking for a 5 or 6 to really get these guys charging whatever they want. And they're not prohibited to not do it turn 1. They can do it turn 1, turn 2, turn 3.
I think it specifically said they could do it. That was one of the examples.
The cult can do it. Yep. So I have a bag of tricks here. Obviously shooting twice, infiltrating, psychic powers, lots of shots. It plays pretty well, and it obviously is a ton of fun to play with. And it seems to be doing pretty good in an ITC scenarios, which is what I've been playing here recently.
Yep, it turns out old stuff is good again in the ITC scenario, so there you go. So what do we got for points costs here?
So everything's pretty close to each other, so nothing's like super expensive in this list. Each Hive Tyrant's 218 with the FAQ now. They got up with the wings are more expensive, but 218 points, still very good for HQs. Cheapest HQ I can get is 70 points for that Neurothrope to really give me the synapse I need for the Hive Guard. Your troops, 40 points apiece, so 120 for troops is the cheapest one we can get there. Hive Guard units are 288 points for 6, so 48 points per model is pretty hefty, but look, that's probably right where they should be. Pretty expensive unit, but they're really damn good. Same thing with Genestealers. In my list, I have 17. There's 20 shown here because I had 20 painted. But 300 points for 20. They're 15 points apiece. For what they do, you can see 300 points, 288 for Hive Guard. They're right there with the rest of the good units in the list. Everything's pretty much 200 to 300 points.
Yep.
Characters, 76, 73, 73. Pretty much all the same. Molochs, man, 12 wounds. They're only 104 points per Moloch for a monstrous creature that does what they do. So when you ask me why are you taking 3, it's because they're only 312 altogether.
That seems good numbers.
It's a good number. Yeah. Like mathematically, it makes my brain feel good, and they really look good on the table for 312 points. No reason not to take them.
No, I think it's great, and this army will only get better when Genestealer Cult comes out. I can't see it getting hit with the nerf bat anymore.
No, well, maybe Genestealers, but they're really going to give me a reason to run all those acolytes and other things that I have access to in a Genestealer Cult army. So look forward to potentially changing this list up and giving you guys a sneak peek at that when that book does drop, hopefully in the next year.
Yeah, I would say definitely by the end of the year, or early next year for sure. There's not too many Codex books left, so. Well, I think that is a wrap. That was a good breakdown on a very good performing list that's painted quite well by you guys over at the Wobbly Modelers. We'll put the link below if you guys are interested in scooping up a commission from these fine folks here. This gives you a good idea of kind of what to expect. But I think you guys are kind of booked out, right? So
yeah, well, hit us up. We are trying to expand, so we have a lot of stuff coming in, but we are open to giving quotes out to anybody who is, willing to hit us up, and we'll work you in and get you a beautiful looking army.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.